Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Deborah, and we are here this Tuesday for Blueprint for Success. I am super excited today because I have my oldest grandson, that's heartbeat number two, Dan Smith II. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
We have a fantastic topic that we're going to be discussing in a few minutes. But first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join us here at Build Your Best Life. So please like, share, comment, and of course, keep praying for our success. I love what we do here at Build Your Best Life, and I want the information to get out to as many people as possible. So please share. But before we get started, I'm going to go ahead, Dan, and ask you. I know you've been here before, but
Mhm.
if you can go ahead and tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what you enjoy doing in life.
Well, my name is Dash with the second, as you know, aka DJ Gucci Boy. I am a DJ. Been DJing for about 9 years, coming up on 10 years very soon. Um, Started in Jacksonville. Now I'm in Daytona. Going to college at Bethune-Cookman University as a sophomore. Um, and I just enjoy DJing, enjoy going to school, enjoy traveling. That's what I really enjoy. Also a business major, second year, sophomore as well. So that's really what's been going on. That's life right now.
Awesome. And I have to tell you, not just because he's my grandson, but he is, of course, away at school, but he is such as I call him such a sweetie, but he's mannerable. He doesn't get into trouble. And so I'm just so proud of him and what he's doing. When he first started talking about DJing, it was like, you really want to do that? But he is doing an excellent job. He is in great demand, not only in the state of Florida, but he get gigs in Georgia and I don't know where else, but he stays busy. So good
Definitely.
stuff.
Always.
All right. Well, tonight our topic is one that I think should resonate with a lot of our young people out there, as well as parents and educators, because when our children go off to college, they're not just learning how to be away from home, but other things are going on as well. So they have a lot that they have to learn in a short amount of time. And then they have a lot of things going on. So again, welcome to our podcast tonight. And I hope that something that Dan shares will help you as you decide to go off to school, or if you've been doing some things, then you're not sure, how you can stop doing what you're doing or go down a different path or whatever. But there is something that is shared tonight will help you figure out there's more than one way to do something. Sometimes you may make a couple of mistakes, but you can always overcome from those mistakes and head in a different direction.
Mhm.
So, this is for you. But tonight we're going to be talking about pressure, pride, and purpose, handling expectations as a young man in college. And I know that's a mouthful right there.
Definitely.
Yes. But there's pressure, pride, and purpose, handling expectations as a young man in college. So we're going to try to show you how to thrive and have fun all at the same time. So Dan, when you first started college, what kind of pressure did you feel the most? Was it academic pressure, financial pressure, social pressure, or family pressure?
Um, Honestly, I would say surprisingly social because you're in a new place. So you don't know a lot of people in the college when you first get there, of course. Besides the people that you come from your town with, like Jacksonville. A lot of people came to Cookman from Jacksonville, but you probably not might not know them necessarily. So I would say social, more than anything on that list, just because you gotta meet new people. Um, don't you can't be scared to meet new people, shake hands, build relationships with other people. Like you just gotta know. So you just gotta spread yourself out in many areas of college. Not only meeting new freshmen, but sophomores, juniors, professors, seniors, anybody. Just start relationships because you build relationships in college. Those relationships will last a long time and a lifetime while you're not just in college, but after college as well. So
Okay. So now, when you first went away, uh, was there a lot of people from the Jacksonville area, or did you get to meet more new people?
it was quite a lot of Jacksonville people that I didn't necessarily knew. So I built relationships with them, easily because we're from the same city. But I did build a lot of relationships from people from all over Florida, and not only just Florida, the world as well. Because everybody from colleges in different areas, they're from a lot of different places, cultures. So um, that's really that. I really met a lot of Jacksonville people more than anything my first week of college though, because those are easier to talk to in a sense, because y'all are from the same city, y'all share the same stuff. So
Good. Okay. So, how do you stay focused on your purpose when distractions and expectations are everywhere?
honestly, you gotta stay focused. Just keep your head straight when I say that, because honestly, you'll probably have something going on over here, but you gotta finish a test over here. So you gotta make sure your mind is on the test. Honestly, do everything at one time. Don't stress yourself to saying, "Oh, I gotta do this in 10 minutes." Focus on your test, then focus on what you gotta do in 10 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So, honestly, just one thing at a time. That's really the main thing with college. Don't stress yourself out. It'll be fun. Nothing's bad is gonna happen. Don't think the worst of it, because you think of the worst, it might happen. So, like I said, one thing at a time. Keep God, of course. If you need some guidance, He'll guide you. So just don't stress and just sit back and breathe. That's really what I could say. Just sit back and breathe. Just calm down. Everything will be fine.
Great. Now, I love two things that you said. Tell God, God to help you. And as well as one thing I've been talking about here lately is that, we try to do so many things at one time that we, overbook ourselves or whatever. And then we begin to stress out, and then that can cause other type problems. But you gave some great advice.
That as
Stop and
well.
focus on the one key thing.
Patience. Patience. Gotta have patience as well in college, because if you move too fast, you might skip a step, something might happen. You never know. Just patience. Patience is the biggest thing in college as well. Gotta have patience. Just sit back and just breathe.
Oh, I heard that. So you heard it from a young man. This is not Coach Deborah telling you. Now you've heard it from a young man. So you guys stop trying to do everything at one time and doing too much. You got to focus on the key things and what's important. Have that patience, and one at a time. That fun's gonna be there when you finish concentrating on that one thing that you need to be dealing with at that particular moment.
Hmm.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, do you think that young men feel pressure differently than young ladies do? And if so,
Uh,
how?
in certain aspects, yes. Um, for instance, I could say, you know, um, let's say you play sports in college. For a male, you could feel more stressed out pertaining to football more so than cheerleading. Let's just say that, for instance. They gotta wake up at 5 a.m., go to school, go to practice again versus a cheerleader. Let's say a female, she only has practice at 5 p.m. She doesn't have to wake up early every morning, deal with the stress level of grades and everything. That's really a major difference. I would say mentally, you know. Then sometimes I would say it's the same, like it's just evenly. It's all about the person's mind, how they are mentally, how they go about things. So that's really my opinion on it. I really don't have that much on that topic, but I
Mhm.
would really say mental is a big thing. how they handle it.
Okay. All right. If you have just joined us, I am talking with Dan Smith, who is a sophomore?
Sophomore, yes.
Okay, a sophomore uh, at Bethune-Cookman University. And our topic tonight is pressure, pride, and purpose, handling expectations as a young man in college. So if you missed the first part of it, you missed some nice nuggets. So please go back when you have an opportunity and listen at the entire podcast. So let's talk a little bit about pride. Do you think pride stops young men from asking for help?
Yes. Yeah, I see it, day-to-day basis. Not only in person, I see it a lot online. Pride does stop a lot of people because either they're scared of somebody saying something or they're scared of outside opinions. Honestly, how I deal with it is I just put my pride to the side about certain things. You're gonna have to do that in life. Put your pride to the side and just be the bigger person and do what you gotta do. Pride does mess up a lot of people though, pertaining to their mental and from them doing things, asking for help, like you said, because you might need help, but your pride is in the way. So now it's like you're stuck, and there's gonna be no choice but to ask for help.
Okay, so I've always thought that you have sometimes people think differently, so there is no. It doesn't make you look weak or you're not the man or
Right,
anything
right.
like that when you ask for help, because if you need help and you don't ask, then that causes a big problem, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So have you ran into any of your fellow students or anyone that's kind of close to you and they find themselves like in a bind because they did not reach out for help?
I ask a lot of people for help on campus wise. Some things I might not know. Professors as well. It's nothing wrong with asking for help because a lot of people think it's a lot um wrong asking for help. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong. Um, I feel like with people not asking for help, like you said, getting them stuck in a way. It's just you're at a standstill. So it's like, well, what did they do? Now they're stuck. So it's like, dang, I should have asked for help. Now they go back to thinking, and it's too late by the time they think. So now you gotta wait. Now you gotta. That's a whole nother process.
Okay. And a little bit more on that. So if you could speak to a group of young men and give them advice on asking for help and trying, and convincing them, since you a peer, you can better convince them that, hey, it's okay, you can ask. So what would you say to your peers?
I would say to them, don't be afraid to ask for help because the time you ask for help, you may get it, you may look at it, differently, and you may not ask for help, no more on, let's say, that subject or topic or that thing in life. Now that may help you. That'll take you to another step that you thought you'll never get to. So that would be my advice. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't let ego stop you from asking for help. Uh, don't let people influence you to not ask for help. Even if you need help, it's fine. Like it's okay to ask for help. It's fine. That's exactly what I would say.
Awesome. Now you heard your peer and what they said about it. So it's not like you have the educators or your mom or someone of that nature trying to explain to you, but you have a peer telling you the same thing. It is okay. I
Mhm.
mean, hey, I want to be successful, and I know there are a lot of things I don't know. And that's the whole time I was in corporate America, what I do today. When I have a question, I'm asking, hey, I looked here, I researched there, I don't have the answer. Can you help?
Right. Definitely.
You have to do that. I want to thank Shayonda Bryant and Dan Smith Jr. For tuning in tonight. So, Dan, how do you stay focused on your purpose when distractions and expectations are everywhere?
Honestly, like I said, piggyback off what I said earlier, one thing at a time. Uh, if you know you have a distraction or anything, try to tune it out. Just keep going about your day, keep going what you're doing. Honestly, just move forward. Don't if you're too distracted on what's going on around you or the distraction is gonna get you. So, you know, if the distraction over here and I'm into it, I'm not gonna get whatever I need to do to get what I need done. So, let's say I got something to do and the distraction is there, I'm gonna think about the distraction. I'm not gonna get what I need to get done. I'm just gonna shut it down. That's what people need to realize. Like, don't think about the distraction. Just keep going. The distraction is always gonna be there. If you don't think about it, you're not gonna know the distraction is there. So just keep moving. There's no point for you to keep falling back on a distraction, because it's just gonna set you back more and more every time you think about it. Honestly.
Okay. Well, now my age group and those a little bit behind me, we have in our minds what distracts your age group and millennials and Gen X and young adults. But what are your peers, so college age? What are your three top distractors?
Honestly, I would say other people for one. Other people distract other people as well by thoughts and things of that nature. To us, I would say social media distracts a lot of people when they don't know how to deal with it. Like criticism, bad things they say that distracts them a lot. And the third one, I would probably say, I would say them. I don't know how to word it, but I would say them looking in the past on things that messed them up before. So, you know, if they keep looking in the past, they just don't move forward, or things that they basically holding things that they shouldn't hold in order to move forward. So, that'll mess them up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That's really it. Those are the two things.
Okay, those are good. Yeah, especially at number three, because, believe it or not, that in your age group, mental health is a big
Hmm.
thing now. And that's one of the things that can cause it, where things happen in the past and people tend to not let it go, whether somebody hurt them or whatever, to give that, just people won't always come back and say, well, I know I did you wrong, I'm sorry. But you have to say, okay, I forgive them for whatever reason they did what they did. I have to forgive them so I can get better. So, that's one of those things. So I think that was a great one that you brought out about
Right,
holding on to the past, live for today and go forward.
right.
Great. So, what has college taught you about manhood?
Independence for one. Being independent. As a man, it's nothing wrong with being independent, not asking. You know, other men, they'll always come to you and tell you stuff. So that's a big thing. You know, college has taught me a lot from being independent. Just being independent, that's like the main big thing I could just s- say, because you're waking yourself up every morning, you feed yourself, you're basically living in your own household just for you. It is basically teaching you new stuff every day, from life lessons to things from that life lessons that'll teach you things that you never not know, things that happen, how to adjust in life, or just simple things. Honestly, that's really it. That's really what it's teaching me, just to be independent.
Well, good. All right. Thank you, Shayonda. She says other people and social media are distractions for adults as well.
Mhm.
Most definitely.
Definitely,
Thank you for that comment. Yes, it's
def-
not just the young people.
definitely.
Yeah, you can see that, especially when you go out. Well, you can see it at home, depending on how many people you have in your house. But when you go out and you see people and they're supposed to be having dinner or doing something as a group, and everybody on their gadgets. So
Definitely.
It's a distraction. Yeah. So, all right. So this has been a great conversation so far. So I want to ask you now, if a young man listening right now feels overwhelmed, what would you tell him directly?
Honestly, whatever you're going through, just sit back and reflect on what you're going through. How can you do things different or not to stress or go through what you're going through now? Take one thing at a time, breathe, pray to God. Um, just sit back and reflect, talk to God, pray, do what you have to do. Ask for help if you need help in that situation. There's nothing wrong with that. Go to a trusted adult or a friend. Um, and honestly, just don't stress yourself out about it because it's not the end of the world. Every problem has a solution. Um, so you'll be fine.
Amen. And that is some great advice in everything that you said. Because I don't care what it is, you can overcome it. You can build your best life. Sometimes we have all made mistakes. So it's not, and I don't like it when older people look down on young people when they make a mistake, and well, he should have did this or she should have did that, knowing that in their lifetime they made mistakes as well. So
Hmm.
we all make mistakes. If we see someone doing something and it's going to be detrimental to them, instead of standing on a corner and saying, "Oh, what are parents? Why they
Right,
doing that?"
right.
Take the time if you can to walk up to them. Hey, young man, I just saw you over here, and just begin to talk to them because they may not have anyone in their life. Dan has been blessed with he has his mom and his dad and his granddad teaches him different things, and his parents does. They're both entrepreneurs. They worked hard in corporate America. So he has two good role models. And as you could see, as he was talking, he kept mentioning God. So he's come up with that Christian background as well. But not everyone has been as fortunate as Dan.
Definitely.
So, you can't look down on people. We don't make something, you can only do what you know how to do. I like to say it like, you don't know what you don't know. So if there has not been anyone there to teach them, to guide them and show them, then hey, don't talk about them. Step up and be a mentor, a guide,
Hmm.
you know, and
Definitely.
that is so helpful. You gonna say something?
Oh, no, no, no.
Yeah. Yes, and Shayonda says, I like that what you said. Every problem has a solution. That's good.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I love this conversation that we have had, and I hope that I guess I should told you ahead of time to reach out and kind of communicate out, and so your friends, your peers could listen to this, but you can still tell them to go out on Facebook and YouTube and check it out.
Yes, I
Uh,
would. Definitely.
yeah, because you never know who you can help.
Hmm.
So I know you busy young man, so I appreciate you taking the time to come on here
No
and to
problem.
help some people.
No
And that's what
problem.
it's all about.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, this has been a powerful conversation. And all of you that are listening now, or will listen at the rerun of this, take those words to heart, whatever age you are, to learn, to listen, to be patient. Don't worry about yesterday. Life doesn't come with an eraser. You got to go from the day and move forward. So, whatever you're doing, whether it's in school, you're working on a graduate degree, you're starting in the workforce, you got your gigs on the side, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you can always ask for advice. Always do the best that you can and be your own person. You can know people and you've known them all your life, but if they start to go right and you trying to go straight, you can't follow them. You
Yeah.
gotta let them go.
Right.
So yeah, well, so we hope this helped a lot of people. We thank you again for tuning in, and make sure that we are here each Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, as well as each Thursday But we always have guests on Tuesdays. So we have educators, pastors, parents, business people. So anything out there that people are trying to learn or learn more about or who they can connect with, you can find someone here on Build Your Best Life. So remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. Now, I started to call you Little Dan. Dan, do you have anything else you want to say before we close?
Nah, just everybody be blessed.
All right, well, you got to tell them about how to find you now, DJ
Y'all
Gucci
can
Boy.
find me on Facebook at DJ Gucci Boy. Y'all can find me on Instagram at thereal.gucci.boy or Twitter or X, should we say, at DJ Gucci Boy 1.
All right, that's the DJ you want to get.
Definitely.
All right, thank you, sweetie.
No problem.
All right.